MUZKAST experience. Aaron and Dave, and on the Zoom call, Aaron, all the way from North Carolina. And we're out here in West Carolina. There's the Lastrumpet.
Oh, yes. And our studio audience, we packed them in today.
Yes. Just for you guys.
Yes.
The tickets flew off the shelf as soon as they heard that you were going to be on. And I was like, wow, man, no, I'm playing with you. I you know what? I saw your t-shirts, and I'm not going to, I like them. Don't get me wrong. But it made me think of something. Have you guys seen Batman yet?
I'm not.
Oh, you got to see the Batman. If you like Nirvana, they perfectly use some Nirvana songs in that movie. It totally sets the mood. All right. Well, that died. Nobody had anything to say about that.
I thought that was Nirvana.
Yeah. Well,
movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then on the
got me wanting to watch it though.
Oh, you got to see it. You got to see it. It's so good.
It's 3 hours though. Get ready for a long haul.
Yeah, buy an extra large tub of popcorn. Get you all the way through it.
Yeah.
And now I don't know, and I'm getting way off track here, but I don't know the facts behind this, but I keep seeing all over Facebook that Dave Mustaine from Megadeth is now Christian. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Is that true?
Been for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. No idea.
Either.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Mustang fan, so
Are you?
Keep up with a little bit.
I've seen him once.
Not as much as I'm not as much of a fanatic as most, but I keep up with a little.
Yeah. Well, I've seen him once. He's a great musician. I like some of his stuff. I definitely would be. I'm one of those people that what if, what would Metallica sound like if Dave Mustaine had stayed in the band? So,
yeah.
But it was never meant to be. The Lastrumpet, you guys got a new one out, and it's called "Show Us Your Face." Right?
Yes.
How long has this one been out?
Since when? Go ahead. I can't remember.
It's
been that long, Aaron.
It came out in February.
It's pre-COVID.
Yeah.
A couple of months.
Yeah, it came out in
February.
February.
So much going on.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Me too.
Did we really do that?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was someone else.
How'd that song come about? Because it's clearly a rock worship song. So did you decide, hey, we're gonna write a rock worship song, or it just the way it was written, you're just like, hey, let's do it this way?
I just think it was just simply just straight out of the book of Acts, basically. And like you said, it's just a simple worship song. Where the tongues of fire came down in the book of Acts. That's basically just the vision behind that song.
Yeah, and I think one thing about his writing style, though, is that we don't talk about it beforehand and then try to write something. Literally, we wait for the Lord to give Chris lyrics, and then we build from what the Lord gives him. So whatever the Lord gives us is what we release, period. That's just the way it's always been.
Well, it's delivered so well. The song is.
Well, he does a good job, doesn't he?
Oh,
the
yeah.
Lord delivering the song.
Yeah, the Lord does.
He's kind of a good strategist.
He does a good job at that, doesn't he?
Yes. But the way the song is written and delivered, and when you sent it, the pre-release copy to me, I was like, man, I love this song. This is great. And so
I think our music, each song is just so different. I mean, you have like all of your heavy rock stuff, but each of them has just something a little different about them. And we kind of like that. We kind of like leaving our listeners guessing as to what's going to come out of us next, because we don't even know until the Lord gives it to us.
So how does he give it to you? Does it come in a dream, or where is it coming from?
Sometimes it's just a vision. It starts with a vision of, like that one, just a vision of what took place back in the biblical times in the book of Acts, just sometimes a vision, sometimes a dream, sometimes it just comes from a melody that I got going on while I'm working.
Yeah.
So do you ever like, are you ever like reading a passage and go, oh, this would make a good song, I'll do this? Or
I've done that, but I can't say that a song has came out of that yet.
no? All right. Well, Petra always put their Bible verses on their albums. You know what I mean? That the song's
Yeah.
related to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, see, a lot of times our songs we'll write them and then we'll be like, hey, this lines up with this in the Bible,
But
So
that's how the
pretty
Lord
cool.
works, though. I mean, the Lord is the Bible. So what he's giving you, if it doesn't line up with scripture, it's not him. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Do you always try to write something scriptural, or do you try to get into where maybe a social issue or whatever that?
Are they there?
Yeah, they're
I don't
there.
think they heard
there
us.
we are. We're
There's
trying to
everybody.
see both of you. I had to put you on grid.
I'm sorry.
It was a very cool effect, though, the way your
Yeah.
finger just came up to the camera.
Do you try to write everything according to scripture, or you try to get into social issues, or just maybe a moral
No.
issue?
Actually, I just like she said earlier, it's just whatever comes to me.
A lot of it is
I'm not
testimony
really trying to
based.
go scriptural.
Mhm.
I'm just writing basically what's coming out of my heart.
Yeah, and most of it is based off of a lot of our testimonies, like within the group. So it kind of stems from that. And then because we wait on the Lord, he will line us up with certain scriptures that kind of.
He'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an Easter egg hunt, Aaron.
Yes.
Well, when the song's done, a lot of times that's when we like the light bulbs go off. Hey, that's like in the book,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It all just comes together.
It does.
Yeah.
Are you the only one who puts the music together, or it's a collaborative effort?
Well, sometimes it's collaborative, but most of the time, yeah, I'm kind of the composer.
The
and
driving
writer.
force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Musically,
we
the
can-
driving force.
When he gets the basis of it together, just being in tune with the Holy Spirit, sometimes like I will hear something, or our drummer John will hear something as far as a beat. I might hear like words. The Lord will give me words. And then we kind of like compile them together. A couple of the bridges that we have in some of our songs are collaboration from that, where he wrote the main portion of it. And then the Lord, in us putting it together musically, the Lord, I will hear certain words coming out during the drum beats that are happening, or guitar riffs. And it kind of just grows from there sometimes.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you give the Lord writing credits on the songs?
Sure.
We
you can
really
have them.
should. Yeah.
Just playing with you.
He really-
Everything.
I'm just
everything
making
we have
jokes.
comes from him.
That's exactly right.
Exactly. All right. I'm just making jokes.
Yes.
Keep it coming.
All right. Well, that one seemed like it was like, oh, I might offend him. Didn't mean it that way. Didn't mean it that way. And now you guys are working with your producer. How long have you been doing this with Dylan? I'm gonna let you do it. I told you I was gonna ride on your coattails and make myself seem, knowledgeable about this, but I'm not. I'm not knowledgeable. You're working with a producer from Relentless Flood, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who is that?
His name is Dylan McLean. He's part of the
Yes.
Relentless Flood band, and they're stationed here in North Carolina.
Oh, are they? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you actually, you're working with them face to face?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because we interview a lot of bands that they're like, well, I lay my tracks down and send it over to this guy, and he lays it, and there's nothing wrong with that if it works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Dylan is actually the drummer for Relentless Flood, and he just happens to be our producer.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
They have evolved.
They had their own
Production
producer
Studios.
for
Mhm.
Relentless Flood, and he's like way above. But we got Dylan, who
It's phenomenal.
is, yeah, he's awesome.
Like he
so-
really has. He's really taken our music and he's like really brought it to life.
To
Like,
life, yes.
yeah, he like takes our vision for it, and somehow it just, between him and the Lord, it just there it is.
Yeah.
He just
Well, how did you come? I mean, I want to hear from the beginning. How did you cross paths with Dylan and have him produce your albums?
Simply, we just another band that we are familiar with that's in this area, Three Nail Life.
I haven't heard of them.
He did some work for them, and we heard one of their songs, and we were like, "Wow,
that's pretty good."
that
yeah.
is pretty good." They had put it out on the platforms, on the
social media,
Spotify. I listened to it on Spotify, and I was like, "Wow, that sounds really professional."
Mm-hmm.
So we just kind of was like, how can we reach out to him? And I think we hooked up with him on Facebook first. Maybe.
Yeah, I just shot him a message, and I'm like, hello, we need a little help. But he would they were very welcoming, and they are like the most laid back group.
Very humble. Yeah.
It's
very humble.
It's amazing to work with them. It's always fun. Usually, sometimes studio time can be very monotonous and like, can we get out of here yet? But it's so fun with them because in the mix of doing what he does, he's joking with us, and we go in there and we have a good time. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
So he makes it easy. Yeah.
That's awesome. And he produced the latest one?
Yes.
Yeah, the last 4 are actually the ones.
Oh, the last 4, really?
The last 4 is starting with Declaration of War. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, you can tell the progression in the music, from the first time we talked to you to now, because when it was playing in a set list this morning that we were going through, I didn't look at who was, and Aaron goes, this is really good. I like this. And I went, who is it? It sounded like Lacey Sturm to me. I was like, who is this? Because it wasn't Lacey Sturm, but it sounded like Lacey Sturm. I was like, so, golfers clap. You guys have really grown in the music, and I mean that in a positive way.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we play the song right now?
All right,
like this, and we'll come back, and I want to talk about one of the other singles they released recently. So,
all right.
And we'll be right back on the Rock Salt MUZKAST
Experience. Aaron and Dave with the Lastrumpet on the Zoom call all the way from North Carolina, because I had my Carolinas confused earlier.
I love the.
Hey, Aaron, did you know there's no
East
East Carolina?
There is no East Carolina. I think there's an East Carolina University, though.
Is there?
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Tiffany saying no.
No. Okay, that's fine. I love the new single. But the single before that was Covered in Blood. How did that one come around? Yeah, that's a kicking song.
That one is kind of like it came like shortly after Declaration of War. Declaration of War and Covered in Blood both are songs kind of written out of frustration.
Imagine that,
being in the COVID lockdowns and everything we've had, and especially Declaration of War.
Sometimes we call it Decoration of War.
Yeah,
you just never know what's going to come out.
Just tongue twister. But Covered in Blood was basically.
Hey, Aaron's playing something on his phone. Sorry, guys, hang on.
Go ahead.
Was coming out of that, place of being frustrated and angry to a place of understanding that no matter what, God's got us covered, Yeah,
so. I think for me, that song was kind of like a double-edged sword because, we're coming covered in blood. We're coming to Christ covered in our blood-stained hands, asking him to make it better, to wash it clean. But then on top of that, when he does his thing with us and we allow that room, then we come covered not only by the blood, but we're covered in his blood, which is, it's that double-edged sword meaning for me is how I interpret it.
And we always like to leave them up to your own interpretation as well.
Who did the artwork for that single? Because it's an interesting piece. The cross and the blood.
That was me. And honestly, like, we've never used like a graphic designer or anybody to design stuff for us. I just try to find like free artwork through like a collaging app or whatever, and
put different things together on it.
Yeah, just try to like piece things together.
It's a very cool album
Yeah.
cover.
Yes.
It really is.
It definitely, when you posted on Instagram about it, it definitely caught my attention. I'm like, wow, this is
no, it doesn't catch your attention. It demands your attention.
yes, that would be the word.
Yeah.
And so
That's awesome.
yeah, I really liked it. And so
Thank you.
I like how the song came together, but it really does demand your attention. Like, now I really want to listen to this. And
Yeah.
speaking of, just the lockdown thing, I don't know if you've listened to the new Skillet album, but definitely I think Mr. Cooper was really tired of all the lockout, because
I haven't listened to the album.
that whole album is just like
I
in your
haven't listened to
face.
the whole album yet.
Yeah,
but I've heard the singles.
Yeah, it's the whole album is basically in your face. We're not going to bow a knee and all that. So
Well, he's very opinionated. You got to respect that about the guy. He's very
Yes.
opinionated and stands behind his beliefs and convictions. And I respect any man that does that, actually. So
For
that's
sure.
that's why I always say, I respect Bill Maher or Bernie, what's his name? Bernie
Sanders.
Sanders.
Okay.
Because, hey, at least they stand behind their beliefs. And I mean, they may be wrong, but at least they stand behind them, and they don't wish-wash, go back and forth.
Exactly. Yeah.
Aaron?
So what's upcoming for the band? What's the next song?
Probably it's going to be a redo of an older song that we have we have put out before.
Mhm.
It's been taken down since, but it's called Devil's Hands,
Okay.
and that's our next move, because we really want to produce that song with
Dylan.
Dylan.
Mhm.
I think it would be brought to
We
a
want to
different light.
intensify it.
Yes.
I got you. You want to polish it up.
Yeah, we do. We really do.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I'm throwing out analogies here, but it's like, you got an old car and you want to fix it up. You love the car. There's nothing wrong with the car. It's fine the way it is, but you want to put some shiny new rims on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get that. And it works out a lot of the time.
And a turbocharger too. it seems
Well,
like.
yeah, that'll help too. Yeah. That's what I need on my Ford Focus, is a turbocharger.
Wait, you don't have a Prius?
Oh, I know. I live in California.
Oh yeah.
I'm supposed to have a Prius.
Yeah.
They don't issue you one at birth. So I got a little issue there, but
Yeah.
they really should, the way they're cramming it down everybody's throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, gas is like outrageous here. I don't even want to ask
Yeah.
you how.
Oh yeah, you're gonna find out it's like $2.50, and they're complaining about the high price of gas.
It's probably what, $3.50 there?
It's $4.19 at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty
Creep
high.
it on up.
I really expected you guys to be more in the $2 range. Going, gas prices are so high.
So
Well,
do you feel better, Dave?
We have a Democrat in charge as well.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw yesterday on the way home, it was at $5.50 at the AMP in the Arco, one of the cheapest gas things in town here. $5.50. So that means we're going to be hitting $6 here soon.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's hard to
Yeah.
wrap your brain around it. That's not where we started. So how did we get here?
Oh, would you like to go down this road with me, Tiffany?
No.
Come on, we'll hold hands and skip down this path.
Let's go.
But it's kind of like, wow. Like,
Let's pray now.
where will we be in 6 more months? A
Oh,
little scary.
you really fired him up. I don't know what you said, but you really fired him up.
Well, Dave has a new job, and his old job, they provided a car with all the fuel.
Yeah.
And this job Dave has now, he has to buy gas.
So I'm not real happy about that part of it.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I wouldn't be either.
No.
Yeah.
For many years I had a company car and free gas, and I gave that up to go to a much better job. So yes, I'm not real happy about the gas prices right now, and I'm not real happy with some quote unquote leaders.
Yes.
So,
but at least we have concerts back in our area.
yeah,
So
and they're coming on hard and
yeah,
fast, man.
And so at least I always see tourists. Oh, I want to go to that one, and I start looking at the concert dates.
East Coast.
Yeah, East Coast. Yeah,
down in the South,
down
East
in the
Coast.
South, yeah. And so
up in Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to see everything kind of opening up out that way as well. It's a good way to be a good direction to be heading.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times we get tourists from the East Coast around now because there's no snow here. So it's easy for buses to travel. You know, there are very few Christian artists that fly to each venue.
There's very few Christian artists that have buses.
Yeah, yes.
That's true.
Yeah,
Very
but
true.
yeah, but the buses can come through. Like 7 Day Slumber came through, and they really had no problems. And they went from California to Arizona down through Texas and up. So there wasn't much bad weather. And so it's frustrating because usually around now, the bigger tours will come in February, March, and April because the weather's so good before spring really hits the East Coast, going through the Midwest. And so we're glad to see some of that return.
Yeah, for sure.
And so Fit for the King was just here, but we missed them. And some other artists were just here. Just the dates didn't work out for us. But GFM's coming through with Fozzy in May, and that's going to be a good
awesome.
night.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show.
Yeah, it will be a great show.
We've seen Fozzy before. We haven't seen GFM.
Yeah, and so
yeah, they were actually scheduled to be the headliner for Rockfest,
Get Revelation.
but they had got signed to a new label, and some more opportunities opened up for them.
So they went a different direction. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can understand that.
Oh yeah.
That you sign with a new agency, and they
take over
the world opportunity. And I think they're excited about going on the tour with Fozzy and Save the World tour, but another opportunity opened for another band. And so
everything works out for a reason, Aaron.
Yes, it does.
Exactly.
It really does.
So the last time we talked, which was I think May of 2021.
Has it been that long?
Yes, I think it's been that long. And so
really,
it may have been June,
it's been close to a year,
something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Time flies.
It does.
Right.
Yes,
it does. Time flies when you're locked down.
So all the members,
Exactly.
yes, it does. So all the members the same in the band?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Because I just
think
thought
last time we talked, I don't know if we still had Colton, who was our bass player. He was like an intern.
Okay.
We don't have him anymore. He graduated high school. He was kind of like interning with us just to kind of get a feel for what music ministry was like and kind of what direction he wanted to go. And then he graduated high school and started college. So he is actually playing with another band that's doing really well out here. So we're super excited to see them kind of take off a little bit. But he's so in his element, but everybody else, we're all still the same.
Wow.
It's 6, right? 6 members?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, 3 couples.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it was the last time we talked. I had no idea. Our couple. You guys were 3 couples in the band, and I thought that was first band I know.
They're the ABBA Christian rock,
that's
man.
right.
Well, it's actually
That's it.
5 playing members now.
Okay.
Yeah, Lexa was doing our like our sound effects and stuff, but she has stepped back into the role that she originally had, which is our prayer advocate. So everywhere we go, she comes and she's available for prayer and speaking and talking about the gospel and leading others into salvation. While we're doing what we're doing, she's doing that in the midst of. So, and that's originally what we had pulled her onto the team for, because she just really has a heart for prayer and going after those kind of attacks that need some breakthrough. So we're happy to see her back in that role. The Lord spoke to her and was like, this is really what I want you to be doing. And so we're excited that she's moving back in that direction with us. So
Cool.
So besides the new song, you have it's called the Revelation.
Get Revelation. Get Revelation rock.
Get Revelation.
See, you should have wrote it down like I did.
Yeah, absolutely. My memory is not what it used to be.
Did I write that one down? No, I didn't
don't
write
think
that
so.
one down.
Yeah. What comes after that in May? Are you guys going to do like a week-long tour or anything?
We're probably, what you're going to see with us is more so focusing on
Studio time.
just studio time and putting out new music.
Cool.
Not so much playing live as much, because we're all getting older now, and us two are actually grandparents now.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's getting to that place where we want to keep putting out good music, but not so much live playing.
I don't think it's that we don't want to do live playing, but
It's
becoming super hard,
Yeah.
like to be able to go and do those things. Like you have to know somebody to be able to get those opportunities, but we're not going to allow that to stop us. We're going to continue to release what the Lord gives us. It just may look different. And if just releasing it to the radio stations and podcasters is what we do, then we're okay with that. We just want, and we're going to do what we do the way the Lord shows us to do it until he tells us to quit. So right now it's just kind of changing direction for us a little bit until,
but
something
that's
else
not
happens.
But that's not saying that we're not going to be open to, opportunities,
Right.
When they come our way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I always say investigate any opportunity.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to find.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if Kingdom comes calling, yeah, we'll be there.
Oh yeah.
That seems like a great festival. Plus,
Yeah.
you helped another young man to live his dream a little bit, and he's performing in another band, and look forward to probably hearing some of their stuff pretty soon.
I still can't get over the image of grandpa's in a band.
Grandpa's in a band.
Because my grandpa, he was just this old, frail old man. I could never imagine him playing in a band.
Oh,
Well, it came really soon for us.
Yeah, it did. It was all kind of like a shock. We're like, whoa, but now we have 3. So it's kind of like, we love it
Lastrumpet
there.
plus 1.
It's plus 3. We have
plus
3 of them
3.
now.
Are they rockers?
They will be.
They're very tiny humans right now.
Very tiny humans.
That's right. Get him a Nirvana
2 of
shirt
them
now.
are- 2 of them are like 6 to 7 months old, and then one of them is a year old. So they're
Yeah.
like
Okay.
brand new. But we are looking for combat boots. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Nice.
You
Get some baby Doc Martens.
Yeah.
A 7-Day Slumber posted this thing on Instagram the other day where the drummer has their bass player has a new baby, and the drummer has the baby in front of him with the earmuffs or whatever you want to call it, the ear protection,
the
ear protection and sunglasses on, and he's playing drums, and the baby's on front, and the baby just looks like he's like nodding his head, but as the drummer moves, his head is being forced to move, but it looks like he's like nodding his head to the. I'm like, that kid has no choice but to love rock music.
Yeah, but it's going to be ingrained early, man.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
Yeah, and so.
well,
Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, how can people get a hold of you guys? Instagram, Facebook.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Yeah, your typical social media outlets. We have a Twitter, but we don't keep up with it nearly as much as we do Instagram and Facebook. So direct message through that. And you can also email us at thelastrumpetbandnc@yahoo.com.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me, all the bands are going to be at that Get Revelation Fest.
Okay, let me start. So we
I'm
will be
putting her on the
there.
spot there, Dave.
Yeah.
Laura, do you guys know who Laura Victoria is and Warriors of Light?
We've heard the name.
Okay, so they are our headliners. And then we have Jenna Parr. Nettie is going to be there. Xandria Cross is going to be there. Tricord's going to be there. Ziggy is going to be there. Suffering Gift is going to be there. I feel like there's some that I'm missing.
Winter's Resurrection.
Red Calling is going to be there. They're not going to be there.
Okay.
Red Calling is going to be there.
Okay.
There's about 9 or 10 of us. I hope I hit them all. If
And
not,
it starts on a Saturday morning and runs all day.
it Saturday, May 14th, gates open at 11 and it'll run until about 11 p.m. that night.
And how can people get tickets if they're listening right now?
You'll go to the lithoscry.com, or you can go to the Lithos Cry page on Facebook, and there'll be a Get Revelation Rockfest 2022 ticket link through Eventbrite.
Well, that's really cool.
Awesome.
And so I hope that event sells out and a lot of people just come and hear some great Christian music, and God blesses them at that day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we do too. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Go see the Batman.
Go see the Batman.
We will.
Check it out.
Oh,
It's so good.
It
If you're
is
a
good.
Batman fan, it's probably one of the best Batmans ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's right up there with Michael Keaton.
So,
I'm not even joking.
well, thank you for coming on. We look forward to the re-release of that song in the next month or two.
Hopefully. Yes.
Hopefully. Okay. And I hope May 14th goes better than expected. And I know God's hand will be in that. So
Awesome. Well, the Last Trumpet from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, I was
Not-
going to say
not
South
East-
Carolina,
not
but
East Carolina.
no,
North.
not West.
North Kakalaki.
Thank you guys for coming
Thank
on the
you.
show. I appreciate it.
Thank
Bye,
you for
guys. It
having
was
me.
great to see you.
Yeah, it's
and-
good to see you. Don't let it be a year.
Yeah.
No.
I honestly thought I talked to you in like October or something, but apparently it's been
No.
close to a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy.
Anytime.
Anytime. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. And here's another Last Trumpet song on the Rock Salt MUZKAST Experience.
Thanks, guys.